Thank you so much for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Firecrackers, and we are going to start with Ekiti PDP primaries. So, Mr. Yemi, could you walk us through what happened on the 26th of January and why people are not pleased with the person who emerged winner?
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon, Nigerians. The incident of 26th of January was a total aberration into true politicking that we expect in our country. It was a rip-off, a total cheat, a cheat that is shown to the person you are cheating, even in the face of all the apparatus of government looking at it. That's exactly what happened on the 26th. Engineer Segun Oni was cheated out of the primary of PDP directly, and it was shown to all of us.
He was cheated. Will the other candidates of other aspirants during the primaries, will they also share the sentiments that they were cheated?
Well, I want to believe so strongly. I can speak about what happened in my group or what I witnessed because I was on ground and I saw everything that happened. For money to be distributed openly during the electioneering speaks volume. That's number one. Number two, everyone that voted out of sheer intimidation have to show who they voted for to a particular, in quotes, godfather, who seems as the godfather of PDP politics in Ekiti. And that is, I think, is unacceptable if we are going to have a good footing in our democracy. And I've said to people, we need to change these narratives. Why people believe that intimidation, coercion is the best way out at any point in time. And these are the things we must work on, and we must tell our youth and the younger ones that are coming behind us that this is unacceptable and can have it better.
Okay, you talked about godfatherism now. So a lot of words have been flying around on the streets that it is through the influence of Fayose that BC Kolawole emerged winner of the election. So does that mean that you totally agree with that?
It's not even, I don't think BC Kolawole even contested. It's Fayose that was contesting on another name. That is the truth. The person that did the entire work, that crisscrossed everything, that talked to them in Abuja, I didn't even see BC Kolawole one day talk to members of the people that, okay, he's contesting an election. Fayose did everything. So it's Fayose in another cloth. It's a Fayose in another name. It's still an extension of Ayodele Fayose. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so right now we'll go on a short break and we'll see the reports on the Ekiti PDP primaries that was met with mixed feelings, where we see aspirants not taking it well at all. We'll go sit down, we'll be right back.
I am the only standing elected official of the PDP in the state. And it has pleased our party to say that all the fights of 2 years where we were complaining about the hijacked congresses will favor one person and will go against me completely. What happened was that 14 local governments, 4 of them from my senatorial district, were given to a group of the party. And the remaining 2, where congresses should have held, nothing held. So today, the party asked me to use automatic delegates, 12 from my local government and 10 from Boeing local government, making 22 out of the 156 that I should have. And I feel disenfranchised. I feel the party does not believe in my presence there. I feel I cannot go from home debilitated. You can't leave your home without the tools in your hands, and you expect somebody to give them their tools.
We're just hearing it from people, right? And when the accreditation team came, when the Congress team came, we're not even aware, we're just being informed, and they have even started accreditation. Normally, the list of delegates ought to have been published and made it public before this accreditation. That was not done, and that means due process is not properly followed.
I think the process is moving through. properly. But there are a few skirmishes here and there. Some of them are being rectified and some of them are not. Some people's names are completely absent. I hope that the number of people who should be on the list that are not will not be significant enough. I hope, but there are some little skirmishes, people who cannot find their names. There are some people whose names can be found, but who have no tags. I am assured that they are trying to find them tags.
Very insightful, I must say. So Shagoni is not taking it very well, the loss. But now, the fact that Shagoni is wanting to defect to APGA, word on the street is very thirsty for power. What do you have to say about that?
Well, the truth about the matter is, Shagoni is not, he's a contented person, a contented man.
Well, if he were contented, wouldn't he just accept the fact that he has lost the primaries?
Let me say this to you, with all sense of modesty. Okay. Shagoni wouldn't have contested the election at all, even at this time. Well, this man has a large followership. Ekiti people are calling for him. Give us Shagoni, give us Shagoni. I even engaged him. Is there anything you're doing extra that I don't know? As far as I'm close to you, that people, everywhere you go to in Ekiti, send people to Ekiti, they'll tell you everybody is asking for Shagoni because he did well when he was the governor. He's the only governor that ever ruled our state that doesn't have properties or change of properties or money anywhere. It is on record that Shagoni did not steal a dime when he was the governor of Ekiti State. It was on record that he paid, as at when due, all the salary arrears and salaries that are meant to be paid to workers. And people said, look, we love this man. Give him back to us. We want him. Ekiti people love him. We all went to him and started begging him that, look, go to another party. We will support you. Already, we have not even gone to APGA. People started mentioning APGA. It may not be APGA. It could be because a lot of parties are coming together. They want to come together. SDP is there. Other parties are there. They're going to have a meeting this week where they will decide exactly which of the parties. They just want to say,
so
okay.
So him defecting now, are you saying that it is not by his own volition, but because he's urged to do so?
It is, the pressure is too much on him. He loves to serve Ekiti people. He has passion for Ekiti people. You know, you see it in him. He's a man that loves his people. But at the same time, the pressure is even overwhelming. He cannot refuse Ekiti people. How do you call yourself a leader? When people are saying, look, come and lead us, we want you to lead us, and you want to say no?
Okay, but let us look at it this way. For leadership now, it's not compulsory when you are the governor that you could actually do something tremendous for your people. You could also do it maybe being a great entrepreneur, creating employment for people. What would actually impact the lives of the people? Don't you feel that could still be achieved without being the governor of the state?
I'll disagree with you a little bit on that. Information flows from top to bottom, not from bottom to the top. When you have the privilege to lead a state, that is when you can give what you have. People don't give what they don't have. Do you understand? Shagoni, I just mentioned to you, when he was a governor, he created 4,000 jobs for the youths of Ekiti. You don't need to know anybody. I was SSA Youth Development at that time. Maybe I should digress a bit. I was not around. I came for something in Lagos when the listing of people to the 4,000 he wants to employ was going around in Ekiti. By the time I got back, they came over to me. Oh, Pastor Emilanka, we can't agree to all these. We have a lot of people from other parties. We were in PDP. A lot of people for ACN then, they're all there. We can't agree. We should do this. We should do that. I said, okay, all of you, don't worry. If you have a complaint, let us go to Mr. Governor. And I took all of them to Mr. Governor. To my surprise, when we got there, he listened to everybody. Do you know what he asked me? He said, Yemi, thank you for bringing these people. But you're going to tell me one thing. Is any of these people that we have employed, is any of them from Lagos State? Or they are from Ondo State? Or they're from Osun State? Are they not Ekitis? Then we should not discriminate against anybody. And that speaks volume. And that's why you see those younger people of yesterday are saying, I don't know anybody. I was employed into the government. I was given a job. And that is why all of them are calling and are begging, Shegun, please come back, come and rule us again.
Okay, now, if he defers, what are the chances of him emerging? Would it not be the repeat of what happened during the APC primaries?
No. This is just a little chunk of people are party members. We have less than 2% of the total population that belongs to one party or another in Ekiti State. The entire populace, the voters, are the grassroots. They don't belong to any party. The civil servants, the artisans, the Okada riders, those are the voters. Those are the people that are calling for him. And I'm going to tell you that, look, let the election come. Then we know who owns Ekiti, who owns the workers, who owns the artisan in Ekiti State.
Oh, okay. Because for me, I'm still of the opinion that you could still influence a lot of people. You know, they say democracy is a game of numbers now.
Yes.
And if he did not emerge in the primaries because of the so-called godfatherism that really influenced the thing. So that was why I'm a little bit concerned that if he goes to another party, won't it be a repeat of what happened in APC?
No, it cannot be. The generality of the people who vote is not, you're not having delegates now.
Is it not going to be like the direct primaries or indirect primaries?
The entire populace will vote at the election.
No, I mean now for the primaries, because you have to emerge first in the primaries before you
you're talking about if he moves to another party?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. The people that are calling for him, I'm sure they're going to have him. There wouldn't be any problem about him imagining as a governorship candidate. That I can assure you.
Okay, but now, this little experience you've had, does it make you want to consider direct primaries rather than indirect? Because it's going to be people in the party that will be voting, and it's not just some selected few that will be doing the voting.
There is no difference between the two, whether direct or indirect. People are induced. It's unfortunate. Until we can change the narrative. How? I cannot tell. Until it changes. Whether you use direct, indirect, people will still be induced. People will be intimidated until when the owners, in quote, of the party make a decision. Except we have the likes of Engineer Shegun, who believes things should be equal. Give everybody an equal playing ground to come and perform. Don't say, oh, because I'm the governor, I'm going to force something on other people. He doesn't do it. And that's why he's loved by his people. That's why they're calling for him. There's no other reason. Others will say, okay, yes, because I've been the governor now, this is what I'll do, this is what will happen. They intimidate you until you do exactly what they wanted. And that's unfortunate. The narratives must change. And that's what we are telling Ekiti people. This is the time we have to bring about the kind of change that we want in our politics. And we're going to do it.
Okay, you know, things like this are not new when it comes to primaries. It is usually very chaotic, and you see people wanting to defect because they lose. They lose from the party they are constituted. Does it not make the person looks like a sore loser, not wanting to take the feat or not wanting to try again the next time?
In this wise, it's a different ball game. It is the entire.
How is the difference? Because
the entire populace went to Engineer Shegun his house. I don't know if you have seen the video. They went to his house and said, please, come and lead us. He even told them, please, give me some days. I need to think about all those you are doing. Party people came. Artisans came. All of them came over to his house and said, come and lead us. We want you. Anywhere. Go to anywhere. And that's why I'm saying to you that, okay, we have not decided whether it's going to be ABGA or SDP or DDD or SNS. We have not decided. There's going to be meetings this week. A lot of other people are even coming from APC to join us. They are even calling for him to come and lead them. From APC, from SDP, from our Accord Party. Only him. There must be something about this man that people are calling for. And that is integrity, forthrightness.
Okay. I'm hoping we would have the spokesperson for BC Komolafe to come tell us
BC Kolawole.
Yes, BC Kolawole, thank you. To help tell us his view on this, because I think you are already convinced that Shegun is the man. Even
the spokesperson that was going to talk now, Larry, knows that Shegun is the man to beat in Ekiti politics. anytime, any day. He worked with him. He was one of our, he was part of our team when we were there. So he knows him. He knows what he can deliver. That is the truth. Segun is a man to beat, and that's why they work tirelessly to ensure that he doesn't emerge at PDP. APC threw a party at the government house on that 26th that Segun did not emerge. Why? That's a question for everybody to answer. Why is the APC rejoicing? Why are they happy? Segun did not win. Oh, thank God. And they threw a party. And Fauci went to the government house, and himself and the current governor, Fayemi, they embraced and they laughed. We even heard that they popped champagne. There's something about that man that we should think about. The deliverer. He is the deliverer of Ekiti State, and he will surely deliver them.
Okay, so but the bottom line is that Segun is definitely defecting.
Oh, we've left that party. We left the PDP. PDP is dead.
Okay, but then you said that you've
it's
not
just for us to bury it finally. It's dead. The coffin is, we've got in the coffin. A few months now, I care to tell you that I told you.
Okay, hypothetically now, let's say whatever party is going to join, he emerges, yes, he emerges. How do you think that June 2022 would be looking for him?
We believe so much a scene with the appeal by all of us. Said, go anywhere. Those are their words. Will follow you. I think the future looks so bright for Segun and for all the followers and for entire people.
Okay, do you feel it's going to be easy, you know, drawing power from the ruling party right now?
That's why you have to feature a candidate that is well acceptable to the people. When you have a sitting governor in the state and a sitting governor at the federal, APC rule the federal, they rule in the Ekiti State. If you want to feature anybody, it should be someone who can confront them, someone that is well acceptable to all as sundry, and that's the man Segun. That's why all of them will pray that Segun did not emerge at the PD primaries. That's all.
Because I feel it's going to be a
threat.
It's
going to be difficult for them to. You can only reap where you're popular. Do you understand? You can't reap where you're not popular. He's popular, he's acceptable, and that's the truth. The person that has emerged from APC is not a match in any way to Ekinadebayo Segun. How do you want to compare? There's no basis of comparison. Not even Bisikola or PDP. There's no basis of comparison. He worked with him. He was a legislator when he was the governor. Do you understand? So it's difficult for all of them. That's what they are praying. Ensure that nobody emerges. Anybody can emerge except Segun. Ensure that Segun did not emerge. That is the prayer, and they threw a party as a result of that. But we're going to show them this is Ekiti. We are Ekiti people. When we are determined, we are determined people. When we are determined, we go for what we're determined for. And that's what they'll see at the poll.
Okay, all right, beautiful. To you, Segun is definitely the man.
By the special
no shaking, no. Shaking. Okay, all right. And I'm sure Ekiti people would definitely be looking forward to June 18, 2022 for the general, for the governorship election. Yes. So we take a short break now. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Primaries. In fact, it was headline, like it was for the Godfathers the godfathers were the one contesting. So now the question is, political parties are notorious for that godfatherism thing. You always hear someone having a godfather. So who is Segun Oni's godfather?
Well, fortunately, you can't say Segun Oni has a godfather, and that's exactly what is affecting, some of the things that has happened. And he doesn't believe in such. He is a man that believes, okay, we can change the narrative of Nigerian politics without depending on the godfather to win an election. That you can come in, whether as a councillor, you can come in there, contest an election, and win. It happened to me. I was SSA to him. I went and contested I wanted to be the chairman of Ado local government. And he told me, it's going to be a free playing ground for me. And I went, and I lost. Everybody thought, oh, that's the governor's candidate. And he's going to win. He didn't do that for me. He didn't force anybody. He didn't force anybody. He wanted me to just go there and try my best. I did. I didn't win. I just, oh, well, and it's okay, yeah, that's okay, you have to move forward. That's the kind of man he is. He doesn't believe in godfatherism. I don't think he has a godfather anywhere. Otherwise, this would not be happening.
Okay, so you do acknowledge that the role godfathers play in political parties is grand.
So the godfathers they're all over the place, and they want to ensure that candidates, people that can lick their boots at any time, people that can give instructions to, and the issue of godfatherism has to be with greed. That's no other thing. Greed. That's what's affecting every aspect of our lives. People are greedy. Why should we be a godfather to anybody? Allow the person to go there and try his luck. If he can win an election, always and good. Kudos. If we lose an election, try on another day. It should be, all of us should have that spirit of sportsmanship in electioneering. Don't take it as if it must be a do or die thing. Stop saying that your candidate must be the candidate that must win an election. No.
Okay, but what isn't it that same vibe that people might be thinking Segun Oni is a meeting, like you want to contest and you want to win. Because you've lost to the party, you're going to another party.
Yeah.
Is it not the same vibe he's also giving off?
No. I just told you. It's not, we are facing the general election. It's the general public that is going to vote. It's not the party people. The party people, that's where you have the godfathers. That's where you have the people that will say, okay, I have a candidate, that candidate must emerge at all costs. That's what that happens. But with the general populace, it's a function of acceptability by the people. Do people accept you? Do people want you? Are you the candidate they are looking for? That is it. Probably through your character, through your attitude. How do they know you? That's exactly what plays out when it's a general election. But within parties, it's usually a difficult one because of godfatherism.
Okay. I see we have Lere Olayinka here joining us live from Ado Ekiti, the spokesperson for BC Kolawole Campaign Organization. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much. So now, the person you're the spokesman for is really getting the bullet right now, because it seems a lot of people does not like BC Kolawole, and then they are alleging that his victory is because of his loyalty to Fayose. What are your thoughts on that?
Let me first address the issue of somebody getting victory because of loyalty to Fayose. In life, one person will lead somebody to somewhere. That's why even some of us who are Christian, we have God the Father. Even Jesus Christ was always making allusion to his Father when he was alive. So I don't know what they actually meant by saying that Fayose supported. Fayose will always support somebody. He has right to support somebody. This same Fayose, I want to ask my brother that is there, whether or not Engineer Segun Oni did not come to his house to beg for his support. Engineer only came to him to beg for his support because he did not get that support. That support has suddenly become something that it has suddenly become negative to them. What if Fayose had supported Engineer Oni, they would have been celebrating just the way BC Kolawole celebrated now. So Fayose had right to support somebody. He exercised that right. In America, the Obama family supported Joe Biden. He's the president now. So it is a non-issue. It is the normal complaint of losers. I heard them talking about the primary was fraud, and I've asked them, when we were having the World Congress, local government Congress, state Congress, my brother that is there, Pastor Yemi Olayinka, was in APC then. He was not part of the congresses. So if you were not part of the process that led to the election of those who voted at the primary, how would you expect to get their support? Engineer Shegoni was not in the PDP when our World Congress was held, when our local government was held, or except the state congress that he attended. If he only attended, he didn't even know who the state officer to be elected on that day were. So they got it wrong from the beginning. They had no foundation for which they could have built their victory. What Engineer Shegoni was actually expecting was for somebody to carry the PDP ticket and go and give to him in his house in Ekiti. It doesn't work out like that. Power is not served like that. You struggle for power, you fight for power. If they are saying Fayose was the reason Engineer Oni lost the PDP primary, what was the reason he also lost the primary in APC in 2018? It was in APC in 2018 he lost. In 2007, Engineer Shegoni contested PDP primary. He came third. Was Fayose also the reason he came third that time? I don't want to have to be factual here. The question is, PDP primary election, Engineer Shegoni has never won in his life. He has never won. So, and PDP is not a party where somebody will just sit in his house and will now carry the ticket and go and give to him. We don't do that. We have gone beyond a party where somebody will come third in a primary and he will be manipulated to become number one. You understand? So he contested primary, free and fair. He lost. If he has now chosen to go to another party, that is his right. He has exercised it. He wants to leave. He has left PDP. He has always been leading PDP. In 2006, 2005, he left PDP for ACD. In 2014, he left PDP for APC. In 2018, he came. The same complaint we are having now was the same complaint Engineer Shegoni had in 2018 against APC. He was everywhere accusing the APC chairman there of manipulating the process for Fayemi. He went to court. He lost at the court. He came to PDP, hoping to pick the ticket. When if you want party ticket, there are process of getting party ticket. He could not get it. So if because he could not get the ticket in a free and fair primary, my brother has said that people were being made to show who they voted for, and I've asked them in PDP guideline where they should show me where it is written that that you cannot make your vote public. Because I saw some of them too. People voted for them using phone camera to snap their ballots. Then my brother that is there is from Ekiti. Does he even know his ward chairman? He was not there when the ward chairman emerged as ward chairman. So, and he was talking about people giving gratification. My brother is there during the election. My brother that is in Dayo studio used to buy Ankara to polling unit to give to people. He's there. He can deny what I'm saying. So if they are saying that people were giving money, did they also not give people money? Did they not give money? And when they are also saying that the people who voted in that primary were they from Kogi? You contested a primary election. You got 330 votes. Somebody got 671 votes, and you are saying that person is not popular. You are saying you are the one people want. Okay, he has left PDP now. Fine, and we congratulate him. They have left PDP. We congratulate them. Let them allow us to run the party now. So maybe they have left the party. Why are they still complaining? You have left the party. Go to your new party. Run your new party. Let engineer only get to a party and go and get ticket of a party where he did not contest primary. Because before you can get ticket of a political party now, you must have contested primary. Any party engineer only is going now. And we are going to ask him how he will emerge candidate of that party. because he did not contest primary of that party. They should cast their mind to the Supreme Court judgment in the case of Uche Nwoshu of Imo State. They should go and read that judgment. They should read that judgment very well. Engineer Oni, ever participated in the primary of PDP, cannot come back and be a candidate of another party. They don't know.
So that is none of their business. You know, I just mentioned something. Their enemy, their number one enemy, is Segun Oni. How are they saying they want to go and question? We have left your party. Why do you want to question where we're going to? It doesn't know your business. But they know that of the truth, the person to beat in Ekiti today is Engineer Adebayo Olusegun Oni. And that's their, because they heard that he's going to another party, they're in trouble. Their strategy is changing now. They are thinking of what to do to him again. They can't kill him. And that's the truth.
Nobody is in trouble. I'm in my house now. I'm talking to you from my house in Ekiti. I'm not in trouble. You are the one. You said the people came to Ifaki. How many people were in Ifaki yesterday? Were they up to 200? So everybody in Ekiti converged in Ifaki to say, you know, they should come and contest. So I don't want to believe what I say about somebody exercising his right to go to any party that is so desire. But since they have left PDP, they should leave PDP alone and they should leave us alone. I mean, what is their own again? You don't leave our house, leave our house. And anyhow you want to run our house, it's no longer your business.
So do you agree that Segun Oni is a big competition to BC Kolawole? Do you agree with that?
Engineer Segun Oni, everybody is a big competition. My brother who is there wanted to be deputy governor in 2007. He could not be. He's still a factor in Ekiti politics. Even me that I'm talking to you, I'm a factor. All of us are factor. Engineer Segun Oni, I cannot rule that away. He's a factor. But to now tell us that he's the one that people are looking for. The same thing they told themselves in 2018 that they did not get APC ticket. And Fayemi is governor. They said if Engineer Segun Oni was not picked in APC will not be able to win election. Engineer Segun Oni was not picked, Fayemi was picked, and Fayemi is governor now. So if 2014 he left PDP for APC now, we won election, even in his polling units. What is he talking about? In 2014, Engineer Oni left PDP. When he was going to leave, I went to his house in Ibaki, and I begged him, Oga, do not leave this PDP. If you leave, they are going to rubbish you in APC. He did not listen. It was people like them, people like this, my Egbon, that he said that he must leave. PDP did not treat him well. I told him that day, PDP did not treat you well, Oga. You came third in primary, they made you candidate. They took you over and above number one and number two. And I told him that day, Oga, you are a beneficiary of injustice. So you cannot complain about injustice done to you by this party. Because you became governor in PDP based on injustice to some people. I told him, is he alive? So if he left PDP in 2014, we won election. We won in 155 polling units out of 170, 155 water out of 177. In his polling unit, polling unit factory, PDP won election there. So they should stop telling us that he's the one. I've said this several times. God is the owner of our life. So when you say, if I'm not there, my friend will not leave. If I'm not here, my friend will not leave. What if you are no longer there? Your friend will leave. So they should stop deceiving themselves with this notion that is the only one that the people want. At what age, say? At 67? Don't people get tired? He has been governor, he left office 12 years ago. Those who will be voting in this election in June 18, anyone that will be 18 years this year will probably be like 6 years there when he was governor. Those people don't know Segun. They never experienced him. Those are the people that will be voting. So they should concentrate on marketing their candidate. He's going to another party. ADP, ABGA, NRC, NMPC, EFCC. It is his right. By say Gobe, but let them leave our PDP alone. My brother just came back to PDP. I'm not even sure whether I went to his work to register. So his membership of PDP, I'm not even sure of it. So they should leave our party for us.
Femi said that PDP is dead. Do you agree with that? Mr. Yemi said PDP is dead. Do you agree with that?
PDP is dead. Why is my brother in the studio, your studio, talking about it? You talk about a dead party. PDP is dead. PDP is dead. Let them leave us now to go and bury the party now. Maybe we are the one that is in the party that is dead. Let them leave us alone now. They said the party is dead. Fine, that is their opinion. We say that the party is not dead. That is our opinion. Let them leave us with the dead party and go to their new party that is alive. Simple.
He mentioned something earlier. He mentioned something earlier about Segun Oni also trying to solicit help from Fayose. How would you react to that?
No, because Engineer Segun Oni is a man with a very large heart. Irrespective of evil done to him, he extends a hand of fellowship to everybody within the party or even outside the party. That's his person. Talking to Ayodele Fayose does not mean that, you need to reach out to everybody in politics. It's a number game. You're contesting, Fayose will have said, oh, Engineer did not come to me. And that's why I'm not supporting him. So it's better you go to him and talk to him. He's one of the leaders. You can't deny the fact. He has been the governor of Ekiti State twice. So you need to reach out to everybody. But every effort to reach an agreement with him failed. He has a passion and hatred for Engineer Segun Oni. And reason I don't know. What he has done for him, I don't know. He hated the man with passion. And he said it at the National Secretariat that he hates the man. How can you say from your mouth as a Christian that you hate a man with passion? What has he done to you?
So, Mr. Larry, how do you react to that? Do you feel like Fayose hates Segun Oni?
Worked closely with Engineer Segun Oni. When everybody left him,
Okay, seems we lost the connection. We lost the connection there. But I think he was just about to say that he does not hate, Fayose does not hate Segun Oni.
He hated the man. He said it by himself that he hates him. I will do everything to ensure that the man did not claim the ticket of the PDP.
Okay, so would you now agree with Mr. Larry that what the BC Kolawole just went for someone who he felt would back him up well, rather than it being a godfatherism? He got the backing. He got the backing of someone who would support him well, and it's not about godfatherism.
Who will be a yes man to him? That's all. There's no other reason. You know you cannot do that with Engineer Segun Oni. You can't do that. He's not a man that will take instruction from Fayose. Fayose is looking for someone who will say yes to everything. If he asks you to sleep, you sleep. If he asks you to wake up, you wake up. If you say you should stand up, you should stand up. That's the kind of person he's looking for. And that's the kind of person Kolawole is.
Okay.
It has to do with age. It has to do with character, your person. Who are you?
Okay, I think we have Mr. Larry back now. Are you with us, Mr. Larry? Can you hear us clearly?
With you, I'm with you. I was talking. I was responding to your question that Fayose hates Segun Oni. When Engineer Segun Oni left government in 2010, that Afayemi became governor, the first thing they did in the government house was to remove his portrait from the government house. They said, I will be removed as governor by the courts. Engineer Oni should not be referred to as a former governor. The first thing Fayose did in 2014 when he returned to power was to return Segun Oni's portrait to the governor's office. Fayose was the one who restored his rights and privileges as a former governor. When Fayose was governor, Fayose and his chief of staff then, Chief Dipo Anishulowo, was always going to Ifaki in Segun Oni's house every last Sunday of the month to give Engineer Segun Oni money to sustain himself. You do that to someone that you hate? When Engineer Segun Oni came to the governor's office to announce the death of Sobori Shade, Fayose saw that the vehicle that he brought was so rickety, was so bad. And Fayose offered to buy a new vehicle for Engineer Segun Oni, which he did.
That's not true.
But he came later to reject the vehicle and said that the money should have been used for something else. So do you do that to somebody that you hate? The issue is this. There's difference between personality and contest for governorship. When Engineer Segun was coming back to the PDP, he came to Fayose. I was there in Abuja. And Fayose told him pointedly that on the issue of governorship, I'm not going to support you because I have other people, other followers too, other boys who have been good to me, who I will support to be governor. That is his right. He made that clear from the first day. He did not deny it. He did not deceive Engineer Segun. He told him that I'm not saying you cannot contest but don't count on my support. And it was not only Engineer Segun. Senator Lutimi, if in the presence of Engineer Segun, told him that Oga Segun, I am not going to support you for governor. Senator Drofasheyi said the same thing. Otunba Yinka Akerele said the same thing. Right in the presence of party leadership, national chairman of PDP, General David Mark, Professor Jerry Ghana, and governors, they said it to him. And in that meeting, it got to a level that one of the party leaders had to tell Oga Segun that with the two major groups, so the Olujimi group and Fayose group, saying in your presence that they are not going to support you. If I were you, I will withdraw from this race. The records are there. The issue is that people should endeavor to tell themselves the truth about all these issues. Fayose did not hate Segun. He did not. He does not. He does not.
The primaries was unfair. Are you saying we should cancel out the thoughts now that the PDP primaries was unfair?
Why would you say a primary was unfair? A primary conducted in the full glare of TV camera. A primary in which Engineer Segun was asked at every stage. At every stage, the aspirants were asked, are you okay with the process up to this point? After the conclusion of the other stage, Governor Udom will pick microphone and ask them, are you okay with the process at this point? All of them were saying they were okay. It is on camera, it's recorded. So if they said it was okay, when the votes were being sorted, why did they not complain? When the votes were being counted, it was at the point that they
How do you react to that? Are you with us? BC Kolawole was alleged of bribing people openly. How do you react to that?
This issue is this. If they have video of BC Kolawole bribing people openly, they should show us now. They should show us. The only thing they have been saying is that, oh, people, when people were seated, people were displaying their ballots. And I've asked them, is there anywhere in the electoral guideline of PDP that says when you vote, you should fold your ballot? You can show me. You can show me what your ballot now. It is your choice. Other people on that day were also snapping their ballots. It is their choice. So if somebody was showing me for me to be sure that he voted for me, did anybody also stop them from asking those who voted for them to show them their ballots? Nobody stopped them. Did they also complain at the?
For this particular person, it could easily be confused for you trying to win the person's favor.
You say what?
Is it not suspicious when you vote for someone and then you're trying to make it known that you vote for this particular person? Does it not mean that you are trying to win favors from the person?
Let me ask my brother there. Did they not count delegates in Ifaki a day to the Congress? Did they not count delegates? Let me also ask him, did they not give delegates 150,000 naira per person? You see, people should stop deceiving themselves. They gave their delegates 150,000 naira per person. They should come and they should not come and we know people that they gave money to now.
Can I react to that?
Okay, yes, please go ahead.
That is not true.
Okay.
There was no exchange of money. Everyone that came to Ifaki were the people that genuinely loved Engineer Segun, were the people that genuinely wanted to vote. That irrespective of intimidation, harassment, or coercion, they will vote for this man. Okay. Those are the people that came to Ifaki. That is not true. But if you can come on a national television and say that, okay, people were showing what the secret ballot, and they're showing it to people and demonstrating it, showing it to Ayodele Faoshe, and you are saying that it's a normal thing. We should change this narrative. These are the things we're talking about, Nigerian system. All these things will change. And you can come to the national television and say this brazenly without any fear.
But now you're saying that money did not exchange hands with the delegates.
It's unfortunate. Money exchange, they were given close to about 300,000 to one delegate to vote for Bisi Kolawole. They did. They went, in fact, distributed money. They went all over the place. Different categories, different sects of people. Some people collected 300,000, some 250,000. But because of the way Mr. Faoshe is, some people did not even get shishi.
Okay, but can't that be easily confused, like, you know, a method of trying to win people's affection to get them to vote?
That they should be given 300,000
yes.
and 250,000?
Yes, like just on few days or few weeks.
We have seen abnormality to be normal in Nigeria. A lot of abnormalities. How can you be giving people money to come and vote for a particular candidate, and you are doing it crazily in the open, and you don't even care?
Well, that's what he's accusing Segun Oni for now.
So he's not saying the truth. He said we did something, it's not saying the truth. Any Ifaki, all the people that came to Ifaki, were the people that love Engineer Segun Oni genuinely. And you can't see anybody coming there to come and vote and be showing it to him. We didn't do that.
Okay, so if I'm
not involved in all those shady things.
If I'm getting you right now, you mean the people who were present at Ifaki were people who already have the interests of Segun Oni at heart, and they're ready to vote for him.
Absolutely. That irrespective of what happened, this is man we want to vote for. Some of them came to Ifaki a night before, and in the morning they came to the venue of the program, and that is the truth. And we did not share money to anybody. We didn't ask them to start snapping or start contributing and showing it to anybody. We didn't do all that because Engineer Segun Oni is a man of integrity. He's a man who preaches that, yes, things should change in our country. We should change all this narrative. It's unfortunate that lady can come to national television and be saying all these things, that it doesn't matter. I think it's a normal thing, it's a normal life that we should embrace. It's unfortunate.
Thank you so much. I think it's best if we leave it hanging there. Thank you so much, Larry Olayinka, spokesperson for Bisi Kolawole Campaign Organization, who joined us live from Ado, Ekiti. Thank you so much for joining us. It has really been a pleasure.